Okay, the first question you probably have is what exactly is a resume? For those of you who don't know, a resume is a document used by people to present their backgrounds and skills. Um, Basically, you would send it to an employer saying, these are the skills that I've had, this is the background that I have, and this is why I should get this job. Resumes can be used for a variety of reasons, but they're really just to secure your employment. Um, it includes a summary of any education and job experience that you have, and it's usually included in a cover along with a cover letter. When employers look at your resume, they're looking for skills and educational background that you can actually apply to the job that you're applying for. They don't really want to have to do a lot of training if they can find someone who has those skills already. Also, if you don't have the skills that they need, they're not going to want to spend time with you in an interview. So when employers look at your interview or at your resume, they're looking for things that they're going to talk to you about in your interview. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to format your resume. We're just going to do a very generic resume for John Doe. You can see that I've already centered his name and his address on the paper. Typically, when you do a resume, you want to include your phone number on the resume as well. So we're just going to say that his phone number is 123-456-7890. So if you were to have a home phone as well, you can also have one phone number lined up on the left-hand margin and then one phone number lined up on the right-hand margin so that the employers can differentiate between the two. But we're just going to say that John Doe has a cell phone. Okay, so then we're going to enter it twice and then we're going to put it back to left aligned. So when you're doing a resume, what you want to do is you want to line up your experience based on greatest importance. For high school students, you're probably going to want to start with your education. For when you get out into the workforce and you've worked for a few years and you're looking for a new job, you would want to start with your any work experience first. But since we're doing this from a high school point of view, we're going to start with your education. But instead of just leaving this normal 12 size font, what we can actually do is we're going to bold it and even underline it so that when someone's looking at your resume, that education part is going to stand out. So then we're going to turn both of those off and then go down to the next line so that we can start where you're going to put your most recent education. So if you're graduating in 2004, you're going to actually put May 2014. And then you're just going to hit tab once. So then you're going to put your high school. So we're going to do Anytown High School. And then hit enter. So that brings us to the next line. You want to make sure that everything is aligned here. So we're going to tab twice now, and then we're going to put the town and state that your high school is in. So we'll put Anytown, USA, and then hit enter again, and then tab twice, and then we're going to put a GPA. We'll say that John has a fairly good GPA, but not perfect. So then once that is complete, we're going to move on to work experience. So enter down twice. We're going to bold and underline again. And we're going to say work experience and take off bold and underlined. So let's say John has a current job. So we'll say he started that job 2 years ago. So 2012 to present. hit tab again. Notice that when I hit tab every single time, this line is always lined up. So we're going to say John worked at McDonald's. Hit tab twice after going on to the next line. Then we're going to turn on bullets. So what exactly did John do at McDonald's? Was he a cashier? Did he work on the food preparation line? It's all on what you do with your experience. So you always want to make sure that it sounds professional, so you don't just want to type out cashier. So you can say assists, since he worked, it's present, so we want to make it plural. Assist customers when ordering, and then handles cash and customer transactions. And then let's say from 2011 to 2012, John worked at, or he mowed lawns, let's say. So you can say that he lawn mowing. Okay, hit enter again, and then go over and do bullets. And then we can say tended to neighbors' lawns. During the summer. Okay, and then we're going to hit enter twice again, put on bold and underlined, and this time we're going to do academic honors. And let's say in 2013 he was on the honor roll. And if there's anything that goes along with that honor, what you can do is you can just put a bullet point just like you did in the work experience and say achieved GPA higher than 3.5 on a 4-point scale. Okay, so if there's any specific criteria that has to be met with that honor, that's when you would put that on there. Then lastly, anything that you would want to include would be any community service that you might have. So let's say from 2010 to present, let's say John volunteers at, we'll do the Salvation Army. So then again, you're going to want to say how you, or what was required of you in that position. So volunteers with organization for community benefit, or anything kind of generic like that. So this is how you would format your resume. After you've had some work experience and some more education, obviously this is going to fill out a lot more than half of a page. But as a high school student, this is where you would start. What is a job interview? A job interview is when you go into a place of employment and you typically meet with someone of a specific managerial status. So either the general manager or assistant manager, and you just answer questions about your skills and your ambitions with having that job, and then they decide, due to the interview and your resume, whether or not they will hire you. In a job interview, you can expect to be asked a lot of different questions about yourself and your skills. So what an interviewer is going to do is they're going to just ask you questions to kind of get to know you a little bit more and really assess whether your skills that you have at the moment will actually help them in the position that you're applying for. Preparing for an interview is so important. One thing that you can do is you can just practice. Practice questions in the mirror, practice with a friend, practice with your parents. Practice is really the only way for you to actually prepare yourself for an interview. After watching this video, please make sure you write down any questions that you might have for me to make sure you ask them in class so you get those questions answered so you're more prepared for your interview.